Okay, so I'm going to dive into the best and worst campaigns of ours for the last 7 days. Just to provide some context, our current clients, we're at 24 live clients at the moment, and the revenue last 4 weeks is 37K USD. So that's just to provide some context for where we are at, and that helps position what sort of learnings you can take from this. So the best client for the last 7 days has been in the commercial cleaning space, and they're a marketing agency, and I'm going to show you that copy and what we're doing there shortly. So we've reached out to 527 new people in the last 7 days. We send a two-step sequence, and I'll show you that. We've had 29 replies at a reply rate of 5.5%, and we've booked 11 calls at a call booking rate of 2.09%. That is very good for us. Our average last 7 days is about 0.5%, which has also been a good last 7 days of booking calls. Anything above 0.35% across the portfolio, and we're relatively happy. So I'll show you what that looks like. So the way that we set up these campaigns is we duplicate campaigns which are exactly the same, and the only thing we change is the email accounts attached to it, so that we can see if there's a difference and one of them suddenly drops in reply rate, then it's likely there's some deliverability issues. Maybe those inboxes attached to that campaign are burnt, and that's kind of how we do it. And then the copy on these campaigns, so we're using 2 bits of copy for these campaigns. Hey, we connect commercial cleaning companies with the local businesses in need of recurring cleaning services and thought you could be a great fit. Most of these businesses include medical offices, urgent care facilities, general offices, fitness centers, and auto dealerships. Typically, we can generate 1 to 3 recurring contracts, 10 plus appointments per month, and are happy to work on a pound results basis. If this sounds interesting to you, let's schedule a quick chat. And the other one we're using is, in the last 2 months, we've secured 6 new recurring contracts for Jan Pro Cleaning and Disinfecting, and I believe we could achieve similar results for you, And just to have a look at which one's performing better. The first one is performing better, and that's typically what we see across the board, which is that the results-based outreach, this one, typically performs better in terms of the amount of positive replies received. And then after that, we follow up by saying, hey, I made you a quick video to put a face to the name. And then we've got a personalized video that goes in here. Would you be open to me explaining what methods we're using to do this? And you can see if it's of interest. And I'll just quickly show you what that video looks like. So this is what the video looks like. So it's on their website, and we've got a video down there. And this is appealing to them, and they click on it, and it opens up a full screen, and then we go through a pitch. So that is what's working well. Why it's working well is because we've got message market fit here. Essentially, we know that cleaning companies want more recurring cleaning services, and we know that they want these types of businesses because these are the ones which require recurring cleaning services. And these numbers all seem logical and make sense. So that's why this is working so well for us. And typically this is a formula that we use across the board. So if they are a lead generation type business, then we need to find, okay, what types of leads do they want? Do they want recurring cleaning services? Do they want commercial leads? Do they want residential leads with people that have just bought their home? Like, what sort of leads do they want? How can we show them that we know what we're talking about? And you do that by essentially using this, which is like, we know that urgent care facilities, offices, etc., are the ones that need recurring cleaning services. And so we put that in here. And then you provide a direct outcome which is appealing but not ridiculous. Again, showing you that you know what you're talking about. So that is the one that's working this week. Now, the worst client last 7 days, we're going out to companies with 100 plus employees because essentially they have an offering where if the company has 100 plus employees and they sign up for a special type of healthcare on top of the healthcare they're currently already getting, that provides them with tax relief and they can save money, but it's only really relevant for companies with 100 plus employees. So we've reached out to 1,680 new companies this week. We've had 23 replies. The reply rate's 1.37%, which is low. We've had 1 call booked at a call booking rate of 0.06%, which is low. So straight off the bat, I was concerned about this campaign from a deliverability standpoint because the bigger the company, the more likely it is that they have got email security because they're going to buy executive corporate packages of email accounts, typically from Outlook, so from Microsoft, and so that's going to have some security on there. Again, it's very industry dependent. Like if you're cold emailing banks, like you're not going to get through. If you're cold emailing a big plumbing company with 100+ employees, like you probably will be able to get through. So it really does depend. Now, I'll show you what we're using for our outreach, and we can kind of see, in my opinion, it's either going to be a copy issue, we're saying the wrong words, or we're just not getting into the inbox. So we're testing 4 versions of copy, and we can see that some of them have got, we've just added one recently, some of them have got some replies, some of them have got no replies. This is what the copy looks like. Hey, first name, I think we can reduce the tax on your payroll by adding a preventative healthcare plan. This is a supplemental and optional preventative healthcare solution that costs zero money out of pocket for employees, zero net cost for employers, and helps lower employer payroll taxes by X amount. Would you be open to a quick chat where I can explain what we mean? So very direct. Would you be interested in learning more about preventative healthcare benefits that cost zero money out of pocket? It's also saved our business $20,000 on payroll taxes in the past month. Also very direct. I'm looking to connect with the right person in your team regarding payroll. Would you be able to point me in the right direction? We recently added this preventative healthcare solution and it's lowered payroll taxes by this much. Would love to connect with someone in your team. We'd love to share this with someone in your team. So very direct, but also asking to be pointed in the right direction. This often works well because sometimes they're like, actually Susie's the best person to talk to about payroll. And now you've got an opening with Susie where Susie's more likely to hear you out because somebody's said, hey, I got this email about payroll, I forwarded it to you. Then Susie's more likely to jump on a call. Then I've got this other one that I'm just started testing. I'm looking to connect with someone on your team regarding payroll. Would you be able to point me in the right direction? So the reason why I want to test this is we should get replies if we're landing in their inbox. Somebody should reply, like the reply rate should be decent. If you email 1,000 people with this email, you should probably get about a 3% to 5% reply rate because you're not actually asking for anything in your email, and this could be something important to them. So what this is going to tell me and why I've set this test up is it's going to tell me, is this a deliverability issue or is this a wording issue? If this still gets no replies, then it's likely that we're not landing in the prospect's inbox, and that's because we're targeting bigger companies, and our email infrastructure is pretty Gmail based, it's pretty Google based, which means we're mostly set up to target smaller, medium-sized businesses. With that being said though, for this client, if we're not getting results, we're going to find some different infrastructure. We're using an SMTP provider, we're actually using MailReef, and we're using Outlook, and we're using Google. But so far, none of them have shown to provide better results than the other. So I'm going to keep an eye on this, and we'll see how we go over the next 7 days and see if I can crack it here. So hopefully you got some value out of this video. I believe that being able to diagnose what's going wrong with your outbound strategy is the most important factor, because if you can diagnose what's going wrong, you can fix the system, run it through again, diagnose what's going wrong, fix the system, run it through again until it's working properly. So hopefully you got some value out of this, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.